Hello, everyone. We are live and recording. My name is Kellyanne. I'm with Mysterious Galaxy Bookstore. I am so excited to be doing the intro for this event, you guys. I think that we have the coolest, most badass panel tonight to celebrate Squad by Maggie Tokuda-Hall and Lisa Sterle. We are also joined by Sarah Gailey and Mallory O'Meara as our conversation partners. We're here to celebrate Squad, which just came out on Tuesday. It's a fun graphic novel about wanting to fit in and also a feminist horror story for every girl who has ever felt like prey at the hands of sleazy guys. I have read it. I loved it. If you haven't already, make sure to buy that from Mysterious Galaxy. You can do so by clicking that green button that says buy books with signed book plates. And before I hand this off to our lovely authors, if you haven't been to an event with us virtually on Crowdcast, on the right-hand side, you'll find the lovely chat section. Welcome to comment that in there as the event goes on. And then most importantly, if you have a question for our authors, you can click the Ask a Question button down below at the very bottom, right below the video, and type whatever you want, and we'll get to those at the second half of the event. So with that, I know that we've got so much to talk to tonight. I'm going to hop out of here so that you can listen to our wonderful authors. You guys have a great event, and I'll see you at the end.
All right,
thank you so much, Mysterious Galaxies. Thank you for hosting us. Mysterious Galaxy is one of my personal favorite bookstores in the whole world. It is a 2-hour train ride for me, and taking that train is one of my favorite things. Folks, I'm so excited to be here talking about Squad. Should we introduce ourselves so these poor people know who's going to be inflicting this event on them?
Absolutely. Well, let's start with the creators of this incredible book themselves.
Lisa, kick us off.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Sterle. I'm a comic artist and illustrator. Some of my comics include Long Lost, Submerged, and of course Squad. And I'm also the creator of the Modern Witch Tarot. So, yeah.
I'm Maggie Tokuda-Hall. I had nothing to do with the Modern Witch Tarot, but it is my favorite tarot deck, and I think you all should buy it. You could also... Sorry, I also wrote the script for Squad. I wrote the young adult novel, The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea, and the picture book also in Octopus. But I'm really excited to do this extremely highbrow event tonight. I'm Sarah Gailey. I'm the author of Magic for Lairs and the Echo Wife, #1 Squad super fan on the planet. My favorite hobby is camping outside of convention centers, waiting for the Squad concert to start, going to midnight showings of Squad dressed in cosplay as all the characters at the same time. It's a very elaborate puppeteering gig that I use. It weighs about 157 pounds, and I have major vertebral damage, but it's totally worth it. I'm so excited to be here getting to talk about this amazing book.
And I'm Mallory O'Meara, author and historian. I wrote The Lady from the Black Lagoon and the upcoming, wicked upcoming in a couple of weeks, Girly Drinks, A World History of Women and Alcohol. I invited my husband, the Wolfman, to this event tonight because it's his favorite new book. He's so excited about it. He can't wait to get his signed copy. Which and
representation matters.
Yeah, for sure.
Representation matters. So important.
Sarah and I prepared an extremely classy, quick event game to kick us off. Sarah, you want to deploy the first round?
I do. Should we switch off?
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, just you have to answer this honestly and right away, and very minimal explanations. No explanations are preferred. Maggie, would you rather have your period attract werewolves to you, or your period makes you attracted to werewolves?
Oh, I would way rather have my period make me attracted to werewolves. I don't feel like that's a big stretch. Like, I don't need to be perioding for that to happen.
You're not supposed to do big stretches to warm up, okay?
I like the idea of me controlling when we say hello. Like, I don't like the idea of, like, boo, there's a werewolf. Like, that's...
Instead, you're like, boo, here's a Maggie.
Yeah, I love that scenario.
Okay, Lisa, would you rather deal with a haunted bed or a haunted toilet?
A haunted bed or a haunted toilet? Ooh, I would haunted toilet That's my first answer. I really love my
Ooh.
sleep, and I don't want it.
Lisa, you are brave as hell.
Listen, that'll expedite matters.
I guess we're going straight into this. I just don't spend a lot of time on the toilet, personally. I've been out, so if it's haunted, it'll be a very quick haunting, and then I'm on with my day. So.
That's
I was gonna say I made my question because I don't know Lisa. This is the first time Lisa and I are meeting. I made them not as weird, and now I'm regretting my decision.
I think if you got any back burner weird shit, front burner, baby.
Okay.
Hey Maggie, would you rather have every time you leave your house a group of rich teen girls loudly evaluates your look, or would you prefer to fart very loudly, uncontrollably every time you think about high school?
Wow. That's hard. Ooh, I don't think I could survive being judged by expensive teenagers that often. Like, I don't think that my psyche could take it. I think I would have to take the farting. Because at least, I will say, that I think about high school more often, like really late at night when I can't sleep. And I'm like, what's my next project going to be? Like, think about what your high school is like. And if I'm just in bed being like that's acceptable. Like, that's fine. That's not that different from the real world. So,
that's such an especially bold choice because you're right now promoting a book about the high school experience. So connected to your own.
I mean,
Beautiful.
it's
No,
not true
right now,
but if I was farting this entire time, I feel like all of you would be supportive.
We would be. Also, all of these will come true by the end of this event. So, you are making a commitment.
Sure.
This is legally binding.
Yeah, that we forgot. You signed that thing, right?
Yeah, they both signed
with my blood, just like you said. Yeah,
and the notary.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, Lisa, would you rather have to fight a horde of animated skeletons or a horde of spiders?
Oh, animated skeletons for sure. I hate spiders. Like, no thanks.
And there's nothing holding the skeletons together. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're level 1 for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely no to spiders at any moment. So it's real simple.
That's good judgment.
Any day.
That's good.
There's also the added bonus of in most RPGs, skeletons are the easiest creature to kill.
Yeah.
So I feel like tactically that was also just a really good
one
choice.
Good punch and all the bones will clatter down and you're done.
We've all seen the Harryhausen movies. We know how this goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the practicality on both of yours so far, Lisa. You're making good choices. Maggie, would you rather murder one terrible man and you immediately have to eat him, or we're not talking gourmet shit. Right away you have to eat him, or murder 10 terrible men and they haunt you as literal ghosts?
Oh, one terrible man and I would eat him.
Cannibalism.
This is not a thing I need to think about, Sarah. I don't fuck with ghosts.
I mean, she did write a whole book about eating terrible men, so she's thought about it clearly.
Yeah, it's like clearly this is the bridge I have been willing to cross.
I also wrote this forgetting that you have stronger teeth than I do. I was like, ooh, but my incisors are sensitive.
No, I got you. I'm ready.
As long as it's room temperature, it's fine. Just don't make them too cold or too hot.
That's true. We don't want a mansicle for this.
All right, Lisa, would you rather have a magical familiar that only speaks in dad jokes or fly a broom, but it's shaped like a penis?
Can I have both?
I think yes. Like you can't have neither, but you can have both.
That's my answer. Yeah, I'll be flying around with my little black cat that's only telling me dad jokes on my penis broom. And that's a great life.
That's what we mean when we say live, laugh, love. Okay, Maggie, you do have to pick between these because I'm also moving into a slightly more positive phase, which I think is harder because you have to choose between two really good things. Well, this is maybe a mixed bag. You instinctively can understand all teen slang.
Oof.
Okay. Or you dominate TikTok without even trying.
I think I would rather just understand slang. I'm bewildered most of the time. Like I don't think that I understand most of the things that are going on in the world around me. Like I would say like 98% of the time I'm just like I don't know. I don't know what TikTok fame would give me. Like I'm not interested in launching a like makeup palette, you know?
Really? Because I'm looking at you and I would buy it.
This is Kim Chi's makeup palette. I'm just saying, shop
so
drag
powerful.
queens. Anyway,
Very nice. Yes.
So I would take the new slang.
Okay, Lisa, would you rather be a southern swamp witch or a northern forest witch?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Southern Swamp Witch. I have lived in Ohio all my life, and I'm fucking sick of the cold. So, yeah, give me a swamp, give me some humidity, warmth. I guess I don't want to deal with cold weather anymore. So, yeah, Southern Swamp.
You know who doesn't have to shovel snow is a fucking swamp witch.
Exactly.
I would also love to see you illustrate a Southern Swamp Witch comic. Like, can you imagine the vibes that you would be able to provide in that?
Don't give away your ideas on the internet.
I mean, sorry, but the point is Lisa doing it. Like anyone can draw swamp witches. That's fine. I'm talking about
but as if we
Lisa
wouldn't
doing
want
it.
a book about swamp witches written by Maggie.
I would kill with
I
my
don't know
hands
this stuff.
for a book about swamp witches written by Maggie and illustrated by Lisa. I
think
would
that's
do
what we're saying.
physical
That's our
violence.
next project, Maggie. You heard it
Noted.
first.
Noted.
Yeah, it's on your schedule now, by the way. I called and texted both of your editors for all your other projects and said,
Yeah.
Make some time.
on
hit
hold.
the brakes.
Wait, really quickly, can we take a very, very brief moment? Mallory, I want to know what you're drinking because it looks like human blood.
It's definitely not 100%. Absolutely not blood. I swear.
Legally, for legal purposes, not blood.
No, me would never drink any blood. It is a cocktail that I made up tonight for Squad. It is Plymouth gin, Peychaud's bitters, Luxardo cherry liqueur, and some red simple syrup with some other stuff in it that my friend gave me that I don't know what it is, but it looks very red, so I put it in there. And it's delicious. Very jammy. I think it's raspberry syrup, actually.
Ooh, oh, that sounds good.
Sounds really good.
That sounds good. Okay, my last.
Much tastier than the blood of sex pests, but you know,
We don't know that though.
It's a high bar. It's a high bar.
I'm extremely good at making cocktails, is what I'm trying to say.
That's fucking true.
That's
Ooh,
a fact.
I shouldn't be saying the F
I'm trying very, very hard.
Oh yeah.
F word. No,
Are we not supposed to be cussing?
I don't know. I always try not to.
Oh
Whenever
no,
I
you
do
get
I'm
cocktail, the
so
harder it
sorry to any concerned parents who are here today. But also Squad's full of cussing. So it's sort of like if you're but you're gonna read the book.
Well, that's how they'll
Right.
learn. They'll learn from
Okay.
reading the book.
From context.
Speaking of the blood of men, let's do our last questions.
Yeah.
Sorry,
My last
sorry.
one for you, Maggie.
Mhm.
And again, up to you whether this is positive or negative, but you do have to choose one.
Okay.
And it is legally and spiritually and emotionally binding.
Okay.
Men can't perceive you,
Okay.
or you can't perceive men.
Oh, I can't perceive men.
Imagine what my Twitter would be.
Too easy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how great my TL would be? Like just delicious. Plus, every time I step outside, it would just be so beautiful.
I'm amazed. I for sure thought that you would pick men can't perceive you because then you could sneak up on and murder every man you feel like.
I mean,
And they
I know
wouldn't
I
know.
wrote
And they
an
couldn't catch
entire
you.
book about murdering dudes, but I'm way more interested in just like living peacefully than I am in actually murdering people.
Oh, John Wick.
I know. It's like unless they come from my fucking dog.
Oh, but he's a man. Ooh.
Ooh. You know, all of this is complicated since I am married to a man and have a son and my dog is a boy. And I'm basically just saying like, guess I'll never see you guys again.
Oh, well, you know what that is? That's, hey, babe, I'm sorry. I can't be on primary baby duty tonight. I can't perceive him.
The classic mom.
Classic mom conundrum.
I can't. Oh, sorry. Oh, he threw up. I can't get up. Oh, I can't perceive him. Maybe I'll step on him. Oh, I'll squish him.
I can't see you. Somebody put in the chat that this pertains only to cis dudes, and I feel like that's the perfect. Yeah, correct.
Of course.
It only
Agree.
pertains to cis dudes.
Oh, for
to be
sure.
clear.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Lisa, would you rather your sweat be ectoplasm, or you always cry? Like when you cried, it was always blood.
Oh, crying blood. I just think that would be badass as fuck.
Yep. Especially if you're
You
someone
would-
who cries when they're angry.
Oh,
When
you
I'm
would
really
win
angry
every
at
argument.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, yes. It would make the crying moment so much more powerful and visceral if I would just.
you would always
blood
get what you
down.
wanted. Imagine looking over and Lisa's crying blood.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
At the bank.
Yeah. At the drive-through, the McFlurry machine is broken. What?
It's just, you're crying at the bank. You're like, I'm really stressed about this robbery. And you're like, don't worry, just take the money. It's fine.
Stop crying. It's horrifying. Yeah. No. Yes. Definitely.
So, and then
okay.
Sarah and I have prepared some pretty unhinged. I guess we have to swear because we're saying we're doing this event. I'll say it once and then it'll just be abbreviated. We have prepared some Halloween themed fuck, marry, kill brackets that I will now henceforth refer to as FMK.
They are deranged. We have gone completely off the deep end.
Mine are hard, but not so. Sarah's made me lose it.
I've played FMK with Sarah before. I am familiar with their work. They are a maniac. I'm excited.
Okay, Sarah, you want to kick
Oh,
off
yeah,
this
okay.
nightmare?
I'll kick it off. So my full bracket, the theme is nightmares.
Okay.
So you have to choose between an intimate relationship, a long-term commitment, and a homicidal intervention. The thing that lives under your bed, the thing that lives in the vents in your house, and the thing that's in the basement.
Lisa, do you have strong feelings? Do you want to kick us off?
Sure.
Okay.
The thing that lives under my bed would definitely kill. I remember as a kid reading some chapter book. I can't remember quite what it was about the ankle grabbers whenever
yep.
you stepped off the
Hate
bed.
that. Nope.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Not messing around with anything living under my bed. Honestly, the thought of something living in my vents had never occurred to me, and so that's a new fear. Thanks.
That could be mysterious and sexy.
Yep.
But
Could be very
there's no
muscular.
figure there yet. I guess I will be marrying the thing in the vents and then effing whatever's in the basement. So,
Good, bold choice, because the basement has a lot of room in it. So the thing in the basement could be working out down there. Could be.
Yeah.
That's where kinky
Ripped.
stuff could be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Basement could be soundproofed. You don't know. You don't know. A lot of options.
Yeah, there could. Yeah.
All right, Maggie.
Okay. I mean, not to be too vanilla, but I do feel like it's convenient that one of them is near and around your bed. So that would be my F scenario. Because that's just like
That's not vanilla. That's practical. That's
logistically,
practical.
that makes a lot of sense.
You don't have to
do-
travel.
So
Yeah. I have to murder whatever's in my vents because I find that idea so unsettling that they must die. And I'll marry whoever's in the basement because I like alone time, you know? And it's nice that the thing in the basement would stay down there so I could still live my like full, Terran life above ground. And then when I'm ready for some yeah, exactly. Like we both have our own interests. Like I like daylight, they like the basement. Like
You're like, babe, go in your man cave. It's fine. I'm having
this
my book
is
club
the
over.
literal only imaginative scenario where I would be okay with my partner having a man cave.
It's a literal subterranean cave.
Yeah, if like you mean a subterranean lair where you stay forever, then yeah, like have a man cave.
Beautiful. Now I don't think that we discussed whether we were inflicting these on each other, but I do want to know.
I feel like you have to. I want to know your guys'
I wanna know.
answers. I want to know your answers.
F the thing in the vents because it's watching all the time. It's definitely kinky.
Oh.
It's going to be a wild ride
Okay.
with the thing in the vents, and you know it.
Yeah.
Might be a little dusty, a little furry, but I love it very much.
I have never
Yeah.
heard dusty applied to a sexual situation as a plus.
Get ready because it's not going to be the last.
It's time. Take your inhaler and saddle up, baby.
I need an
So-
adult.
Unfortunately, you have too many of them here.
I think I'm gonna agree with Maggie. I think I'd marry the thing in the basement. He's got his own they've got their own house. They've got their own space. Like, I like someone ambitious. That means a lot to me. So that means, sorry, thing under the bed's gotta go.
Wow.
Sarah?
Legit.
I think I'm nailing the thing in the basement because I like to have some space to acrobatically explore, and the bed is a squeeze, and my bed is low on purpose, by the way, low enough to the ground that a person can't fit under there. Mentally, I'm fine. And so I'm like, I don't want to be trying to get under there. I don't want to be trying to get in the vent. I want to have some Cirque du Soleil space. So I'm getting weird with the thing in the basement. I think
The lighting down there is very flattering too.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I'm gonna look
Everyone
great no
looks
matter what
good
I'm
in
wearing.
the dark.
I think I'm gonna marry the thing in the vents because here's the thing: I have so much asthma and allergies, and cleaning my air filters is like one of the worst parts of my chore life because it involves directly interacting with all the stuff I can't touch without bad things happening. So I could be like, sweetie, to have and to hold, and it's your job to vacuum up all my filth all the time. And legally that's binding unless the thing in the vents wants a divorce, and then guess what? I get half the vents. So like everything's fine. And that means adios to the thing under the bed, which is also fine with me because like Lisa, my sleep is important to me. I don't want to be talking. I don't want to be having conversations about like sending our kids to private school or public school. And I also don't want to be getting woken up in the middle of the night with a like, hey, do you want to do something other than have this sweet sleep that you're having? Like, no. Rip.
Our bookstore host makes the excellent point that before you married the thing in the vents, they were 100% your vents, Sarah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's some squatters' rights, isn't there? Like,
I mean, I'm not familiar with the legalese around this situation.
can a lawyer please weigh in? I desperately need your advice because my engagement is getting out of
Okay, so just quickly before I go into my bracket and before things continue to get increasingly deranged, I just want to remind folks, if you were just tuning in and you're like, wow, this event is super awesome. I'm so excited about this book. You should be buying it from Mysterious Galaxy. There is a button right below us. Boom, buy books with signed book plates. So not only do you get to support this amazing store, you get the book signed by Maggie and Lisa, and you just make Sarah and I happy because we love Mysterious Galaxy and we love this. So just press that button, folks.
all of
Right,
your
so-
funds will go directly toward our respective weddings and or funerals to the creatures that we kill or marry.
Yeah, it's our registry for sure.
Also worth noting that thanks to COVID, the supply chain is completely fucked this year. So, effed this year. So if you are interested in giving Squad or any of Mallory's books or Sarah's books or Lisa's others books I have been drinking as gifts for
Okay,
the
so-
holidays, you should order it from Mysterious Galaxy now before everything gets messed up and there are no more copies available.
You don't make Santa sad.
Don't make Santa sad.
Put pressure on Santa.
Don't
He
do
can't
that.
function, okay.
Yeah, he already goes through so much. His house is melting.
I go. Okay,
Oh my god.
continuing on. So because I'm me, I had to do a Universal Classic Monsters edition, but I made it. I feel pretty difficult, or maybe I just am sexually attracted to these. Who knows? All right, so
You, the author of The Lady from the Black Lagoon?
So I will say, I feel as if I'm an expert on this subject because ever since that Lady from the Black Lagoon came out, I have become a one-woman confessional for people who have sexual feelings towards monsters. They have heard the nightmare stories that I've had.
I'm sorry, those were private text messages. I would appreciate you not airing my business.
So the first one I have, of course, It's Creature from the Black Lagoon,
Mhm.
Frankenstein's Bride, or Dracula. Lisa, you're up.
Oh man, I gotta go first. Okay.
I think I can shoot this from the hip, Lisa, if you need a second to think.
Yeah. Give me a second to think. Yeah.
Okay. So I would definitely kill Dracula because he was written as like a way to scare up well-to-do British people, like make them scared of immigrants. So like kill Dracula. He's a xenophobic creation. We don't need him. I would marry the Bride of Frankenstein because it's literally in her name. She's interested.
She's ready. She's already wearing the dress.
That's
She's
a good
ready to
answer.
go.
Yes.
She
She's got
is
the look.
ready. Yeah. And frankly, like, can you imagine? So obviously in this situation, I would be the one waiting at the end of the aisle. And I just love the idea of waiting for somebody with like the full Marge Simpson. Like, come on. I'm marrying the Bride of Frankenstein. And I would fuck the Creature from the Black Lagoon because we've all seen The Shape of Water and we're aware that it goes. And I'm into it.
God bless
For the
Guillermo del
clout.
Toro for being like, we need to answer this question.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro was
This
like, I've had a
answer-
burning question since I was a child and I'm going to answer it.
Listen, he is the sexiest monster. Like, if you've seen the original movie, it's like a like lovely bathing lady goes into the Black Lagoon and the creature comes out. And I feel like he's falsely maligned. Like he should just be, we should just accept the fact that he was like, hey, sexy lady, how you doing? I haven't seen anyone for a while. My lagoon sure is lonely. And they're like, monster. And it's like, no, man, you'd be excited to see someone too.
Listen, she was his Ferdinand, okay? He was
Yeah.
like, my father has kept me on this island this whole time and is some kind of wizard that I don't understand, and I'm so horny.
Yeah. And listen, all that pent up energy, it's not going to hurt. Anyway, sorry, Lisa, please go.
Your answers were so perfect. It's hard to like differentiate what my answers would be. Like you really nailed it on that. I mean, because you can't argue with the logic of you got to marry the bride. Like
You got to
come
marry
on,
the bride.
He's waiting for it. Yeah, I would marry the Bride of Frankenstein for sure. But the Creature from the Black Lagoon and Dracula. I mean, I feel like the Creature from the Black Lagoon is going to have more interesting,
Moves.
Yeah, Dracula. Yeah. Because, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's a big
Dracula's
woman.
gotten used to, like, hypnotizing his victims. So he doesn't really have to try. He can just put them under hypnosis and, like, they'll comply. But, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, they're a creature from the Black Lagoon. They've got to do a little bit of extra work, I imagine. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely effing the Creature from the Black Lagoon and killing Dracula as well. Yeah.
I love that for us, Lisa. I'm glad that we are together in our answers on this one.
I
It feels right.
Lots of unity. Love it.
What's the process working like together as an author and an illustrator? It's like this.
All right, Sarah. What do you think?
All right. I might be a little more. You two are very wholesome in your answers.
I know exactly what you're gonna do because I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay, so first of all, I'm marrying Dracula because generational wealth, and he's not going to be interested in me. He doesn't want anything to do with me. You know what he likes? Virgins. Not my problem.
Don't even brag, Sarah.
I'm going to marry Dracula, and I'm going to get that castle money, and I'm going to embezzle from him nonstop. But also, maybe he'll change me into a vampire, which, as we all learned from Twilight, is the ultimate marriage goals. I'm absolutely railing Bride of Frankenstein. Here's why. Number one, so hot. She's so hot. She's so hot. I want to die.
It's not.
I think I could change her life. Number two, then I get to cuck Frankenstein. And we all know that Frankenstein has love the likes of which you can't imagine and hatred the likes of which whatever you can't also imagine.
Nailed
if he
it.
cannot have the one, he will fulfill the other. And I think I could persuade him to fulfill the other, and then I get two for the price of one. And I'm sorry, but that means Creature from the Black Lagoon. Your life is over. You're an endangered species. You're turning into a hashtag. You're past tense now.
Sarah, I disagree with your answers, but I respect them so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Sarah, we almost did the same thing, but I did do it a little differently. Obviously, I'm effing the bride. I mean, Miss Elsa.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a
anytime.
lot to take.
No explanation needed there. But I will marry the creature from the Black Lagoon, and not for the reasons you think.
Pseudo branding.
Who doesn't want their own lagoon?
Oh my god, that's
Oh,
fair.
You get your own lagoon. You get your own cave. There's probably all kinds of weird stuff in the bottom of it that you could dig up and sell. I mean, talk about generational wealth. We don't know if the creature's immortal or not. So
I feel like probably yes. He looks so great for whatever his age is.
he looks fantastic. And he's so moisturized. He's a great skincare routine. I just
Talk
feel
about
like
hydrated.
Creech and I would, and not because I have him tattooed on me, I just feel like Creech and I would be like this. Kind of kill Dracula. I get really cold. I feel like I would not do well in castle life. I just don't have enough socks for Transylvania, I feel like. So
Also, you're a vegetarian, and he would never be supportive.
yeah, I eat vegan these days. We would have a really hard time grocery shopping. It's just, I just feel like we're incompatible.
Could you imagine when he's like, just eat the fucking steak, Mallory?
He also only
You
has
have to tell
wine.
him.
I'm a cocktail person. Like, we're not compatible.
Here's the thing. He says, eat the fucking steak, Mallory. And Mallory says, eat the fucking steak, Dracula.
Oh!
Ayo.
I would be a hot widow. All right, Sarah, you want to please do the most cursed one so we can have time to get to it, because this one made me fall down in my office and lay on the ground.
This is the Mallory, this is number 3. Okay. A personal encounter that you're going to write a letter to Penthouse about versus a long-term, in the eyes of God, eternally committed relationship versus get his ass between a ventriloquist dummy, a sentient one, obviously, a dentist's chair, and mother's clothes.
Oh!
And to be fair, this is not your mother's clothes. This isn't your mom.
It's mother with a capital M.
Mother's clothes.
Chris.
I literally texted them. I was like, mother's clothes!
There is nothing Sarah loves more than whispering mother's clothes to you when you think you're having like a fun moment in life.
Clothes. Oh, please dress like a mother.
So who you getting weird with and who you committing to for the rest of both of your life?
Oh god.
Who's controlling the ventriloquist? No, it's sentient, so it's controlling itself. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a doozy. This
Yeah.
is a real
Like real
noodle
relationships.
scratchel.
A lot of
How, like,
factors to
life.
consider here.
Yeah.
Call that a love triangle.
Is that what love triangle means? I need to leave.
Yeah, I'm writing a dystopian YA about this precise setup.
Okay, wait. So ventriloquist dummy, mother's clothes, and I'm sorry, what was the last one?
A dentist's chair.
Oh, I blocked it.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happened there. Okay. Okay, I think I can do this.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay.
Let's see where you're gonna go with this.
I think I'm gonna marry the dentist's chair because at least I will be in a prone position and I can nap. Because it doesn't come with the dentist, right?
No.
Like, yeah. Okay. So the worst
No, I
part of
wouldn't
that
do that to
equation has been removed. If it's just the chair, then I'm gonna marry the chair. Which frankly was the end game that I think a lot of us predicted for me anyway, was marrying the chair. And, I would fuck the ventriloquist dummy.
The most cursed sentence I've ever heard in my life.
I know.
My new ringtone right there.
I'm sorry
all
to R.L.
acclaimed
Stein.
authors say.
But like, I feel like at least they'd have some quips. Like they'd have some like double entendre one-liners while it was happening where I'd be like, that's almost funny. And that would be
I'm
better
learning a
than
lot
some
about
of-
you, Maggie. And then you're
Yeah, well, you know, frankly, I've had a lot of mediocre sex in my life. So like where that would stack in, like it wouldn't be the worst.
Well, and if you
Like,
want
it
to
was
get tied up, he's got strings already.
You know?
And
Yeah.
hey, you make him lie during
Spice.
sex.
Yeah. And I'm
knows what could happen.
gonna kill mother's clothing because I don't like the idea of marrying anything to do with that. And I really don't like the idea of effing anything to do with that. So it has to go deep into the goodwill where it belongs.
Where the sequel can happen when some poor teenager finds it.
Right? She's like, this is so chic. And now she's cursed.
That's what you get for trying to bring the 90s back, Zoomers. I see you.
Lisa?
Yes, I think I have mine. And I've got a different direction. So I think I'm gonna marry Mother's Clothes because
Oh!
you know, I can put them in the closet, maybe deep, you know, in the
Oh, I also had a marriage like that once.
I forget about them, really, or stuff them in a trunk, bury them in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Mother's Clothes will, you know, I'm tied to them forever, but they can be out of sight, possibly. So,
Yeah, That's reasonable.
I think I'm going to be effing the dentist chair because that just, you know, sounds like a nice time by myself on a dentist chair. It's a nice position, so. It's not the best environment, I imagine, but
Very
I could probably
clean.
make that work. Yeah, very
You
sterile.
know?
You know. And I'm
You some of the
definitely killing
sheetless beds that we've all had to be on times in our life.
Oh God. And I'm definitely killing the ventriloquist dummy because I am no, I don't want any part of that. No thanks. Yeah.
That's
Lisa,
extremely
I
reasonable.
have the same one. I 100% agree with you. You marry Mother's Clothes because who knows more about loyalty than Mother? Yeah.
That is so upsetting, Mallory.
Effing the dentist chair because so kinky and
Mhm.
so sterile. I mean, incredible.
That's
Gloves are there, all the protection you could ever want.
When I go to the
mean,
dentist, like every single thing attached to that chair is in a little condom.
and vibrates.
Oh, that's a really good point that I didn't think about.
And yeah, killing that ventriloquist dummy. No, not happening.
Okay, since I get to go last, I'm just gonna figure out how to be contrarian. Okay, I am gonna marry the dentist chair because as anyone who has been around me when I've been a little bit drunk in like the last 3 years know, I love my water pick.
Oh my god! Remember when we were at with Marco Shiro and Don
And I had like one too many, and I was like,
Talk
let
about my water pick.
me tell you about the water pick.
I love you so much.
This
They
is
have
the kind of
clean
drunk
teeth.
I'm not
They
an
have
angry
clean
drunk.
teeth.
So
I'm not an
much.
angry drunk. Most of the time, I'm not a crying drunk unless I love my friends too much. I'm a water pick evangelist drunk. So I'd marry the dentist chair because ultimate water pick, ultimate water pick, and it's ergonomic. Oh my gosh! The only thing I just don't tell my water pick I said this. The only thing I dislike about it is that I have to hunch over a sink. No, I get to lie back in style. Love that.
Yeah, I never thought about it, but this is your ultimate fantasy.
I'm gonna kill the ventriloquist dummy because it just seems
Oh no, Sarah,
unintelligent
no.
to have no, I know.
Because that-
To have
because
a
that means
humanoid sentient being around that thinks that jokes are the best form of communication. So I'm gonna get weird with Mother's Clothes. I'm gonna do it. And here's why. I'll tell you why. You know how I wanted to cut Frankenstein? Whoever is so attached to Mother's Clothes that they call them Mother's Clothes. I feel like I could induce a complete psychological breakdown in them by banging Mother's Clothes. And so I've never taken that opportunity before. I always try and be nice to people and protect them as best I can and keep them safe. But this guy, what if I could just completely obliterate his psyche? I will be a nude dude having a nude interlude with
Mother's clothes.
You like saying it too much. You like saying it too much.
I'm practicing because you gotta say the name.
Okay.
When stuff gets good.
We're gonna move on from that, so we don't have to hear those words anymore. Second tier of my bracket, we have three. Sarah and I, we each have 3 brackets that we're gonna go through, and then we're gonna open. Then we have 8 questions from the audience right now. We're gonna check those out. My next bracket is Invisible Man, Frankenstein's Monster, or Phantom of the Opera. Maggie, you're up first.
Okay, you have to kill Phantom of the Opera. He's a creepy person who abuses his authority in a young woman's life. As anyone who has read Squad knows, I'm not down with that shit, so you gotta kill him.
Speaking of which, you should purchase Squad and read it so that you understand what Maggie is talking about. The button is right down there.
And you can do it by hitting that button right below us. It's so simple. A button. If only we could all have a button that would solve our problems in life, but this one can solve yours.
I mean, never mind. Don't say that. Anyway. So we're killing the Phantom of the Opera. I feel like it would be incredibly fun just once to do it with somebody who's invisible. That's
Imagine how
me.
deranged you would look though if someone looked in your bedroom.
Listen, I'm not accounting for peeping Toms. Their lives are their business. And not my responsibility. I already do all kinds of weird shit in my house, which is mostly, to be clear, like walking around singing just one bar of a song to myself over and over and over again.
Is
So
it the
the
TikTok
Invisible
song
Man,
about how you're 6 feet tall and super strong? Because same.
Yes. Oh my God. I've seen that so many times because obviously my For You page is like pretty horny. Anyway, so I would F the Invisible Man, and I would marry Frankenstein's monster because that's a person with like a lot of pathos. We could talk about our dad issues together.
And when something gets sewn back on, it gets bigger.
Ew. Like if I'm feeling my size queen fantasy, like I can just keep upgrading. I feel like one day I'd regret it. Like one day I would be like, I've gone too far.
And then you would finally understand his dad.
To the zone.
He would be like, you're just like my father right now.
Which is just what you want to hear in bed. I'm sorry, that was an absolute joke, and I don't mean that even a little bit. I'm ashamed of myself for saying it. Anyway, I would marry Frankenstein's monster.
I don't think you're the first person who's wanted Frankenstein to call you daddy.
He does have really thick thighs. Anyway, Lisa, please go ahead.
Okay. I think I'd have to kill the Invisible Man because I cannot trust a man that I cannot see. And,
legit.
I'm not messing around with that.
Yeah, I love that.
So I guess that leaves... I guess I would fuck the Phantom of the Opera. Would I?
Okay. He does bring a cape to the situation. That's hot.
I'm not really sure what else he would really bring.
You can bang
a gondola, like 5,000 candles.
He knows how to set the mood.
Okay, so
also you can bang to an interlude Weber
romantic
soundtrack.
Setting. A lovely song.
That's true.
It would maybe be a romantic seduction, possibly. So he would attempt. So yeah, I guess I too am marrying Frankenstein's monster because I mean I could fix him. Yeah. He just needs therapy.
Oh, famous last words. Famous last words.
We can go to group. We can go to couples counseling together, work through his issues, and I can see it working.
Lisa, I love this answer, but mostly for making me imagine what Frankenstein's monster's therapy looks like.
Yes.
He probably comes out of every single therapy session like, I'm realizing I'm a got some issues with my father. And you're like, oh my God, I've been telling you this for
Really?
years. I've been telling you this for years. Why does it take this long telling you for you to listen? Mallory, do you know
Oh yeah.
Hazel's?
Yes. Unfortunately, first off, I'm marrying the Invisible Man because I'm a very clean person, and if I never had to see another man's pube in my life in a bathroom, like they would be there. I wouldn't have to see them. He's so fantastic.
And
Underrated.
you clean your home like well enough that there would be no risk of like an invisible carpet of pubes.
Yeah,
They would just be gone.
The Roomba would take care of it. It just seems like it would be like what Sarah said earlier today. Like I wouldn't be able to perceive my husband, be very soothing at times. I just feel like it's a good long-term relationship setup. I actually would also bang the Phantom of the Opera just because what a romantic setup. You know, I look really sexy in candlelight.
The vibes would be really good.
Yeah,
really good,
the fog everywhere. It would just be. It would be a great one night stand, and then I would never talk to him again. Unfortunately,
Solid point.
Have to kill Frankenstein's monster. It's too big. Too big.
Too big. It's a big guy. It's a big guy.
It's too big.
It's fair. It's fair. Okay, so I would marry the Invisible Man for purely antagonistic reasons. Because the way that I mentally play this game is that the person who you marry, you're not allowed to ever have sex with. And so I would constantly be trying to make sure that the Invisible Man was very attracted to me. And then he doesn't get to have sex with me. And anyone who I do have sex with, there's a chance that he may or may not be observing it in like a jealous rage, which I don't know. I just like the idea of him having a bad life that way because of me. I think that I would, knowing me, if I'm being honest, I'm not being idealistic about myself here. I would bang Frankenstein because he loves quoting really like highbrow literature and then being like, "Oh, did you not get that reference? Well, I was created."
Are you saying you would hate fuck Frankenstein's monster?
No, I'm saying that I would be like, "Wow, he's so smart," and then I would sleep with him and then be like, "Oh, wait, no, he sucks. Why did I do that?" I just know me, and that I'm just being honest here about what governs my choices. And that means that I'm slaughtering the Phantom. I'm going to be like, "You're holding the hand at the level of your eyes. I'm holding a gun at the level of your dick. Like, this is over for you." I've been waiting to make it cut this whole time.
Okay. All right, Sarah, you're
Do we have time to continue, or do we need to go to?
you know where we're almost at 50 minutes. Why don't we do some questions, and then if we need to, we can pop back into this cursed bracket that we're doing here.
Perfect. Great.
Well, our most upvoted question right now for Maggie and Lisa is: can you talk about how you figured out how your werewolf lore came to be?
A smart and sober person would be like, I did a lot of research and I compared different cultures, werewolf myths, because there are so many across different continents and stuff. I didn't do any of that. I really leaned into the fact that werewolves are make-believe and I can do whatever I want. And so I made their lore fit the story which I found the most pleasing. And so there is an aspect to their lore that I did make up that I think is, if not unique to me, not like universal to werewolf myths, where if you want to not be a werewolf anymore, you have to eat the heart of your alpha, like the person who changed you. I don't think that I like invented that, but I do think that that's.
I've never seen it before, and I literally have an entire shelf of werewolf books. So
amazing, yeah. So I liked that because I liked the idea that to be free of this curse of this whatever this power, you have to betray the person who gave it to you. And I found that really pleasing, particularly for this story. And so that was the part that I felt was like the most unique to our version of it. And then other than that, I was kind of like, werewolves are make-believe. They're inherently camp and kind of funny. Like a person who's half dog, there's no way you cut it. Like even when really scary, it's still just like a little bit funny. And I feel like Lisa's illustrations do a really good job of walking that line because they look like dogs.
Yeah,
The way
that was actually, one of the things that I went back and forth on a lot when I was figuring out what the werewolves were going to look like, because you can have them look more, anthropomorphic, more humanistic. You can go a more bestial route, which is the route that I took. A little bit more dog/wolf-like. It's just don't think I have anything else to say about that. But that's the path that I took with it.
I feel like you nailed the correct route for the tone of this story, because if they'd been kind of human, there would still be this sort of feeling of like, I don't know, like, oh, they're relatable. And I love that you took them to this direction where it's like, no, they're effing dogs. Like they're animals. Yes, they're animals, and they're doing murder.
Hungry and violent and yeah.
However relatable they may seem, the way that you took them in the illustration sort of forces you to divorce yourself from that, and I love that as a tactic.
Okay, a question that is for everyone that also has a good number of upvotes. If you could only drink one spirit/type of alcohol for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Bourbon.
I'm a really big gin fan. I love gin. I think I would go with that. Yep. I could just drink gin and tonics for the rest of my life and be perfectly happy. So, yeah.
I mean, it depends on what kind of drunk I want to be for the rest of my life. Because part of me is like, yeah, I want to be like Mallory. I want to do bourbon. But that means I'm having like one drink per night max for the rest of my life. Right?
I mean, being a cheap date is sweet.
Yeah. No, that's the gig I whether I want it or not. That's what I'm doing. And so, like, part of me is like, bourbon, great. Cheap date. This is very economical for me. But when I do events like this where it's like, oh, I want to sit down and I want to like spend time and like that's part of it, then it would be like white wine, which is such an embarrassing answer, but is the truth. It's like, I'm aspirationally bourbon, but realistically white wine.
I appreciate the honesty there.
I'm right there with you, Maggie. In terms of flavor, I would say bourbon, but I cannot believe that I did this to myself. I made my big pandemic project, getting my drinking like really far down, like really making sure that I am drinking a small amount and being mindful and healthy about it, which has sucked so bad. And as a result, I'm like, ooh, wine. I drink wine spritzers most of the time now. I'm not even drinking the hard stuff. For this event, I was like, give me full fat diesel wine. So I'm gonna say wine because it seems like the most sustainable option for me.
So what we've learned now is that Mallory and Lisa are classy, and Sarah and I are disgraces.
Yep, yeah, we are kindergartners. We are teeny tiny babies.
We are baby children, and we are so glad to be invited.
And here's the thing. I did this because I was like, it'll make my body feel better. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I still feel bad all the time because I'm in my 30s, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I had a real interest because I turned 30 during the pandemic last year, and I woke up one day.
I think we're the same age.
I think,
we're all so young.
Yeah, a few of us are all born the same year. And
wait for it. Wait till you throw your back out because you stepped wrong off your own front porch. And then
I asked my boyfriend, I was like, do I feel bad because it's the pandemic, or do I feel bad because I'm over 30 now? And he was like, probably 30, babe. So another one that has some votes. There's one that has a few votes, but I think we already answered it. Maggie and Lisa, quick rundown. How did you come to work together on Squad?
Okay. So it's different than like the traditional comics process because we went through a traditional like big 5 publisher. So I wrote a script, my agent shopped it around, Martha Mihalik at HarperCollins Green Willow imprint took it, and she helped me make it so much better. There were a lot of things that didn't make any sense before Martha got there. And then Martha was like, I'm going to look out for illustrators. And she brought it to Lisa.
Yep. Yeah. And I got an email in my inbox one day with not a script at first. It was just a short rundown of the story. And the minute that I'd heard that I could have the opportunity to draw teen girl werewolves that were, devouring sex pests, with some sapphic elements, I was like, absolutely, I'm in. And I read the script shortly after, or one of the first drafts of the script shortly after that, and I was on board pretty quickly. So yeah,
it is also worth noting that Lisa was our absolute number one first choice, and we were like, okay, but like, here's the dream, and then we'll come up with some other options. And then Lisa said yes.
That's the first time I'm hearing that. That feels really nice to hear.
Oh my God, I high-fived myself till I passed out. It was amazing.
And I get, okay. I'm trying to figure out a way to phrase this that doesn't sound egotistical, but it's just like,
no,
okay,
lean in. You're amazing. Just be an ego person.
I get a decent amount of comic book pitches in my inbox, and a lot of them I have to turn down because of scheduling, or it's just not my vibe. But I remember the day that I got the pitch for Squad in my inbox, and I was like, yes, this is the next thing I want to work on. Absolutely, yes, this is right up my alley. Because I'd been wanting to do a teen story because I hadn't done one yet, really, and the opportunity to both get to draw like fashionable high school girls and also like bloodthirsty werewolves, it was more than I could have asked for. So I'm just very glad it worked out.
I mean, I had a similar experience when someone wanted to your publisher wanted to send me Squad, and I was like, that's all I need to hear. Teen girl werewolves, like that's all you need to put on the book for me, please. Yes, send it over.
Well, the partnership that you guys have in this book is so phenomenal. It leaps off the page how brilliant just the combination of sensibilities and aesthetics is. I'm personally, selfishly very happy that you ended up working together, because then I get to read this amazing book.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of setting teen girls, one of the questions is, why was the high school age range chosen? Were there other age ranges considered, or was it always high school girls?
It was always high school. So Squad is set in Piedmont, which is the actual town that I grew up in. It's a suburb of the San Francisco Bay Area. It's incredibly wealthy. It's incredibly white. And when I was there, rape culture was rampant. And I have found out since, because some girls from Piedmont High have reached out to me, that it's not changed. And so there are discussions happening on campus now that are different, but it's clearly still a huge issue. And so, when I left Piedmont, I was like, someday I'm going to write about this, and I'm going to tell the truth about what it's like to be here, because it is incredibly privileged in certain ways, but it's also this like incredible front row view to just the absolute violence that patriarchy does upon us. And I never was able to do it. Like I kept trying. I tried to write a version of this that was like from boys' perspectives, because I was an idiot. And then like, and I couldn't. And finally, when I figured out the idea that like they could be werewolves and that would embody the way that I felt, that was when the floodgates opened and I was able to write it. I wrote the first draft of Squad in a week because I was just so like on fire with it, and I knew exactly what I wanted to say, and I knew exactly how I felt about it. And even though I experienced really disgusting and awful things pertaining to rape culture in college and beyond, high school was really when I learned how little a girl's self-worth is considered by most adults. And so it was never going to not be YA. It was always going to be YA. I always wrote it specifically for girls who felt as fucking furious as I did then. That's not a funny answer, but that is the true answer.
great.
Well, that's the thing with this book, right? It's funny and it's sharp and it's propulsive, but it's also incredibly grounded. It is soulful, and
It's the book that I think we all wanted when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
It's profound.
So, Lisa, why was it extra fun for you to draw fashionable teens?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I love fashion in general. I love drawing clothes and figuring out how to portray a character's kind of identity through the clothes they choose to wear. Squad was interesting. The fashion in Squad is interesting because I don't think it's Gen Z fashion because I don't know any teenagers. And I don't know what teenagers actually wear or think is cool right now. So I think the fashion squad kind of harkens more back to like the 90s and maybe a little bit of the 80s, kind of a general homage to.
That's what teens are wearing now, right? Is they're all wearing like the clothes that we cried about?
At the time that I was, it's funny because at the time that I was illustrating this, I don't think that had quite caught on yet.
You manifested it.
I was going to say, we're blaming this on you, Lisa.
I set the trends. I'm the reason it's all coming back. It's true. So,
I mean, I do believe that visual artists have sort of like an uncanny ability to be sort of predictive in visual trends. And I feel like, Lisa, like the way that you depicted the girls in this book is an incredible example of that. Like the 90s weren't full in swing back in fashion when you were drafting this, but the fact that it is now is sort of a testament to your artistic clairvoyance and the way that you watch visual trends developing. It was headed in that direction. It makes perfect sense.
Thanks for giving me all the credit. So
I always will.
I'm thrilled with how the fashion turned out because it was one of the more fun things. I think the past books I'd drawn before this, comics that I worked on, were scripted in a way that everything took place over the course of either like a day or a couple hours or like a couple days. So I didn't really have any outfit changes at all. So it was so fun to be like, oh yeah, each new scene, I get to make new outfits for the girls and figure out what they're going to be wearing today or for this particular like sleepover or party. And I loved it. Loved every moment of it. Had a whole Pinterest board dedicated to just like their fashion choices and inspirations. So yeah.
I saw actually today in an interview that both of us did, but I didn't get to see your answers until it was published, that you looked at Lyrica Matoshi dresses as an inspiration. And I was like, oh, that explains Marley's dress perfectly for prom. Like that's exact. It's so wonderful. Anyway, I felt like I understood something about the world in that moment.
I remember in the script, I think you'd linked or you'd shared an image in the Pinterest board because we had a shared board of a very sparkly pink big dress for the prom scene at the end. And
I think in the script it was just like she looks like a cupcake, and you were like,
it was
done.
Like that. Or like a constantly like over the top flouncy dress.
Yeah.
And that was right around the time, I think a couple, months after, the strawberry dress took off. So I had a lot of her and her sister's fashions. And I love those dresses so much. I love super femme things. I'm just like, oh, give me like the bounciest, fluffiest, like, yeah. So Marley's fashion, and I mean, I feel like I'm wearing like a Marley outfit right now. So clearly, like she is like the closest to my personal style for sure. So.
I see it.
Fantastic.
They looked incredible. I was crazy about the fashion in this book. It made me feel exactly as weird and insecure as Gen Zers in person do, where I'm like, oh, how do you look so cool in this thing? I know that if I put it on, it would sound like I was trying to figure out what chuggy means. And it wouldn't work. I think that we are, am I right in thinking that we are at kind of the end of our hour?
Yes. So I was just going to say, everyone who's watching, did you have fun during this event? Yes, of course you did. We're all fantastic. Press that button below us. Get Squad. You know that you want it. It's my favorite graphic novel of the year, hands down, no question. You want to get it from Mysterious Galaxy because they're an incredible independent bookstore that supports writers and artists, and we absolutely love them. You want to get it now because soon we're all going to be in a book shortage because we're living in the world of Mad Max. And also, if you order it now, you get signed book plates. It's like 5 different types of win. It's absolutely fantastic. Please do it. Don't go. You don't need to go anywhere else. It's just a button right there. If only
It's right there.
Right there.
It's so easy.
You cannot go wrong.
There it is.
As we wrap, can I ask really quick, just one line recommendation from each of you, other than Squad by Maggie Tokuda-Hall and Lisa Sterle, the best graphic novel of the entire year. What are you reading right now that people can also buy from Mysterious Galaxy?
Oh my god.
Everyone's so excited.
If you want a queer retelling of the Arthurian legends, try The Other Merlin by Robin Schneider. It just came out. It fucking slaps. Excuse me, it effing slaps. It's super cute. If you ever watched BBC Merlin and were like, why isn't it gay? Then this is the book for you.
Now,
And
with this is what happened when we talked before this week.
yeah, well, it's not my fault that you're sexually attracted to Martin Short. Anyway.
You're just gonna do a murder like that.
I know. And peace.
All right. Anyone in this event who's attracted to Martin Short, what do you recommend people read? Other than Squad by Maggie Tokuda-Hall and Lisa Sterle.
Support me. Martin Short in the early 2000s miniseries Merlin is a hot piece. Okay, I stand by that. Put it on my gravestone.
It's not.
Speaking of hot pieces, what I am reading right now is a fantastic October book. It's A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. It's a spooky, sapphic YA book. What else do you need? Truly, what else do you need? If you are already interested in Squad and you're like, this is my I can't say the S word. This is my wheelhouse.
I said so many worse things.
I know. I'm trying to. It's really hard for me. If that's in your wheelhouse, A Lesson in Vengeance is absolutely gonna rock your world, and it's also just like Squad, very sexy looking book.
We also had Victoria Lee on a panel, so I unconfirmed. I should probably know this more off the top of my head, but I think we have book plates.
Buy it from Mysterious Galaxy. Lisa, what about you?
I am currently reading Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. So
I thought it was super fun. Everyone can have their discourse. If you just want to read some like messy sex scenes, then like Beautiful World, Where Are You is the jam.
I mean, we all know that you guys want that if you hung out with us. All right, I'm going to wrap us up by recommending I'm going to be the worst. I hate when I have to do this, but I'm going to recommend a book that's not out yet, but you can pre-order it from Mysterious Galaxy. It is one of my favorite reads of the year, aside from Squad by Maggie Tokuda-Hall and Lisa Sterle, which you can purchase right now by clicking that button down there. The book that I'm going to recommend is out later this month. It is completely phenomenal. It's revolutionary. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever read. It's a book about the history of women throughout the world and their relationship to alcohol and culture. It's called Girly Drinks by Mallory O'Meara, the acclaimed author of Lady from the Black Lagoon. It's one of the best nonfiction reads you'll ever find.
I do have it here.
Look at that cover. If you like micro histories, if you like booze, if you like Mallory, because of course you do, you should buy it from Mysterious Galaxy right now.
I already have mine on pre-order. Get yours.
Yeah.
You know?
Be like Maggie.
Yeah, supply chain gets
This isn't fair.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I have one other. It's The Light from Uncommon Stars by Raika Aoki.
Oh, it's so good.
Stop everyone right there and just say that we just launched our Mysterious Galaxy subscription box program, and that is the October book.
Sign up for the subscription box. That book is amazing. If you liked All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders, but you were like, but I want a Faustian deal with the devil and spaceships, then by all means pick up this book because it's amazing and it's so beautiful. And I'm just having so much fun reading it.
It's
And
so
we have
fun.
signed
It's so
copies.
weird. It's so good. And Mysterious Galaxy has signed copies.
And
Hello.
donuts and
We have
violins. You're right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's almost as if you can get all your bookish needs serviced at a place called Mysterious Galaxy.
That's what's so mysterious about it. They have all the books.
Mysterious. They have
whole
a galaxy in
galaxy
the
of
back,
them.
and that's where they get the books from. They just reach in there. It's like Bed Bath and Beyond, but for books.
Anywhere in the galaxy, any book you need, we can get it. Sort of, with an addendum.
Sorry, we've bogarted your time trying to close our event. We are all drunk, and I'm
you
so
guys
sorry,
did my
Kellyanne.
You guys are fantastic. Mallory totally did my job for me. Plugging that green button. Everyone, you got it. Everyone's got it.
We know what we're doing here.
Thank you all so much for joining us. We had so much fun, and thank you to our audience who came along with us on this wild ride. I am so sad that I have to end the event, but alas, it's that time of the night. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Squad.
Mallory.
Bye.